Hi, it's Christina with the Sisyphean Journal. We're still making our way through Line 5, the book I helped write when I was at Life Dynamics in the 1990s. Again, I'm really sorry for the way that this part of the book is organized, but here it really doesn't make much of a difference because it's all very similar cases, and these are women who did not seek out abortions but wound up with abortions anyway. So Patricia went to John Roe 484 on January 29, 1983 for routine obstetric care. He told her that her 10-week fetus had died in utero and had her sign a consent form for him to remove it. During the procedure, he punctured Patricia's uterus in 2 places. He called an ambulance for her, and she underwent surgery, removing her uterus, fallopian tube, and ovary. During the week she spent hospitalized after surgery, she found out that her baby had not actually been dead prior to the procedure. Then in November of 1989, Diana went to Dr. George Tiller. All hail Tiller, king of the late abortions! All hail Tiller, king of the late abortions. Yeah. She went for advice about health problems she was experiencing during her pregnancy. And I have to say, I have no idea why any woman in her right mind would go to an abortionist for prenatal care. Okay? That's like going to Michael Vick for veterinary care for your dog. It's batshit insane to trust an abortionist with your unborn baby. But this woman did. So Diana told Tiller that she was opposed to abortion except as a last resort. Tiller told her that she had an ectopic pregnancy and he had to perform surgery to prevent her death. So reluctantly, Diana consented. Afterwards, she learned that the pregnancy and the fetus had been perfectly normal and that Tiller had just performed a routine abortion procedure on her. Then the last one at least doesn't have the tragedy of the death of a loved and wanted baby. Alcida was 28 when she went to a Planned Parenthood in Washington, D.C. on February 25, 1992 for birth control pills. Alcida spoke only Spanish. She was led to a procedure room by a Spanish-speaking employee who had her disrobe, put her in the stirrups, inserted a speculum, and left the room. How's that for dignity? John Roe 180 walked into the room without even speaking to Alcida and initiated an abortion in spite of her pleas and screams. It turned out that he had walked into the wrong room and hadn't even bothered to identify the patient. And again, fortunately, Alcida wasn't pregnant. Fortunately, Planned Parenthood doesn't actually provide prenatal care, even though they pretend they do. Because if she'd have been there for a prenatal checkup, this really would have been even worse. When Alcida sued, Planned Parenthood blocked her request to file anonymously on the grounds that she wasn't an abortion patient, so she wasn't entitled to any privacy. And yes, they actually made her go to court instead of settling out of court for what they did to her. Yes, lovely, caring, kind. Stand with Planned Parenthood.